action. All right, hi there everyone. I'm Steph, the registered dietitian at the ELLICSR Kitchen.
And hello, my name is Jeremy Capone. I'm the wellness chef for the ELLICSR Kitchen. Thank you for joining us again for another cooking at home video.
Yeah, so we're gonna focus again on our topic of what to eat or how to manage diarrhea that might be related to cancer treatment. So generally speaking, you want to focus on a lower fiber diet. So often people think, oh, this means no fruit, no vegetables, and no grains. And although that is true in some cases, often you want to aim towards fruit that has a higher content of soluble fiber. So there are certain fruits that are like that, like bananas or mangoes, but anything that has like a skin, like an apple skin, or seeds such as berries, those are going to be the insoluble fibers. So you want to kind of stay away from those. The other thing that you want to stay away from is high fat foods. So things like high fat dairy or lots of fats. And then also the second thing is that dairy. So you want to aim for a dairy-free version. So what we're focusing on right now is a smoothie that incorporates all these foods that you want to focus more on that can help with helping manage those watery stools. Often, a lot of people who've experienced pelvic radiation tend to have trouble digesting anything that has lactose. So things like milk, yogurts, and cheese. So Jared's going to show us an alternate to having milk.
Yes, thanks, Steph. So we're going to make a milk alternative. We're going to make coconut milk, and it's a really simple recipe. Yes, you can buy coconut milk in the store, but we're going to show you how to make your own. And this recipe you can apply to make your own almond milk, your own oat milk. It's the same ratio, same process. You just swap out the actual main ingredients. So for this recipe, we're going to be using 1 cup of, I know it's hard to see because it's so white, but the dried grated coconut, and you want to get the unsweetened version, okay? And we're going to put that in our blender, and to that I'm going to add 2 cups of cold water. Now you can use boiling water as well and let that steep. That's actually going to help extract some more flavor out of the coconut, but we're going to make sort of a lighter version here. Okay, and then we're gonna set it to blend. Might get a little loud, I apologize. Okay, now it's not working. We'll try this again. We'll change up the plug. I tested this out earlier. Come on, blender. This is like a 15-year-old blender. All right. There we go. So you want to blend it. You want to blend it for about a minute or 2, just until you pulse most of the fibers of the coconut milk together, and then strain it through a cheesecloth or just a fine mesh strainer. And squeeze to catch all of the pulp, and then just squeeze out all of the excess liquid. That liquid you can store in a mason jar, and you can put it in the fridge, and that's your coconut milk. The extra fibers of the coconut that you do catch are the fibrous parts. I mean, you can save it, you can make it into a flour and use it later.
Yeah, so for most people, that's like the insoluble fiber part, the one that you want to discard if you are having any type of bowel issues, loose stools, such as. So, and then the other thing is that coconuts tend to be higher in fat. So, like I mentioned, that's something that you want to decrease if you are experiencing, diarrhea, loose stools, because this could sometimes have an effect. So when you store it in the fridge, that fat will rise to the top. And when it's cool, you're able to kind of just remove that. So that's something that I always recommend. And so we're making a smoothie. We're going to make a smoothie with the coconut milk that we've just created. You can always buy the coconut milk or almond milk or a lactose-free milk from the store. Now, if you are using the coconut milk, you don't want to do the one that's in the can because that one has the fat in it. Okay, so you do want to steer up towards the one that is the low fat version. We're going to use some of those fruit that are also soluble fiber. This is a really great snack to have. You could have it, you know, as a meal, you know, if kind of a lighter meal. And then the other thing is we're going to add a little bit of protein coming from peanut butter. Now, you want to make sure that the peanut butter is smooth. Okay, so again, when you are experiencing any, you know, issues, to help manage the diarrhea, you want to avoid the nuts, whole nuts. Right? So even when you crunch them, there's lots of insoluble fiber. It's harder to digest. However, a smooth peanut butter is going to remove that insoluble fiber. So we're going to use that in our smoothie as a source of protein and healthy, and some healthy fats.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we have 2 cups frozen mango, and I have half a banana in there as well. You can definitely use fresh fruit to make this. If the fruit is frozen, it's going to give you more of that sort of icy, slushy texture, which is really nice and refreshing.
The other thing is that, you know, make things easy for yourself. Frozen is just as nutritious as fresh. It's really peaked at the peak of the season, so they lock in the nutrients. In order to kind of help with the flavor, Jer's adding a little bit of lime. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so lime juice, just a little touch of lime juice here, especially when you are using frozen fruit, which like Steph said, it's awesome. We love using frozen fruit, but the freezing process sometimes can dull the flavor a little bit. If you add just a little bit of citrus, whether that's from a lemon or a lime, that acidity will actually help to punch up and waken up those flavors again. So nice little trick. We're gonna add that, and then we're gonna add the peanut butter like Steph mentioned. This is just a smooth, regular peanut butter in there.
Yeah, and I always recommend getting a natural peanut butter. That way you're not adding in additional salt or sugar. So a smooth, you know, all natural one is always great.
Perfect. And then I'm going to add the coconut milk that we made, which is on the lighter side. Any of those solids that floated near the top, we took out. And those are more of your saturated fats like Steph mentioned. So this is just a lighter version. You can also just add water to this as well, but it's up to you how you're making your smoothie. Okay, we're going to throw it in the blender. And there we have it. Super tasty mango, coconut, and banana smoothie.
Nice. And a really great way to hydrate, especially in this warm weather.
Yes, awesome. So cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining us again for another Cooking at Home, and we will catch you again soon.